Coach O, just to start things off today, how have your first few days in Arizona gone as you get ready for the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl?
Thank you. It's been awesome. One of the best bowls we've ever attended. Players have really enjoyed it. The Fiesta Bowl has been wonderful to our players, a lot of events. You know, it's kind of funny that a couple of our guys, the first time they see the mountain, and it's the first time they see the cactus, a lot of them first time they see the palm tree, first time they see the desert. So it's been a great trip for our guys. They love the golf, they love the food. The hotel that we're staying at, the resort that we're staying at is one of the finest in the world. Hospitality's been great. The practice fields have been awesome. This has been a great trip for the LSU Tigers. We're expecting a great game. Central Florida's an outstanding football team. It's going to be a challenge with the speed of the offense in which they run it. But our guys are ready to go, and we're just really excited to be out here in the desert.
Okay, we'll now open up for questions. We'll start here on the front right-hand side for us, Coach.
Hey, Coach, Jacques Doucet, WAP-TV. Coach, I asked all the players, what was the highlight of the year for them, and what was the bummer of the year for them in the regular season? Could I ask you that?
You know, I think the highlight of the year so far has been becoming the Fiesta Bowl. I think this is one of the things that we wanted to do. You know, beating Georgia at home was a big win for us. There's been a lot of great highlights. I think that when you look at the last game, the way it went down, and I'm not going to get into that, but we should have won that football game. Our guys played their hearts out, and that'll give us a chance to have 10 wins.
Olivia, you have a question?
Coach, I spoke with a lot of your players yesterday, and they talked about your passion for the state of Louisiana. What is it about the state and representing it that really kind of speaks to your heart?
You know, like every state, you know, we have pride in our state, and but we're very unique. There's Cajun people in South Louisiana, there's people in North Louisiana, and I was born and raised Cajun, and then I went to North Louisiana at college, so I'm connected to all the people in the state of Louisiana. I feel that I represent the people of Louisiana. The governor and I have a great relationship. We want the best for the state of Louisiana. LSU is the flagship university in the state of Louisiana. Every time the LSU Tigers play, we represent the great state of Louisiana with a lot of pride on a national scene. So I think that this is an enormous job that I have, not only to win football games, but to educate our young men and represent the great state of Louisiana. And I love doing it every day.
Go front row left here, please.
Hey Ed, what have you seen from those young defensive backs stepping up, and some of the guys like even Tyler Shelvin on the defensive line who are going to have to step into bigger roles this week?
Yeah, well, I'm glad the weather is a little cool.
You are?
I know Big Tyler's going to like this cool weather for sure. We're very thin on the defensive line. You know, those guys are going to have to step up. Justin Thomas is going to have to step up. Those guys are going to have to play and play well. Terrence Alexander's had a good bowl practice. Kerry Vincent, Kerry's a good player. Manny's going to have to step up. John Trey Kirkland is going to have to play for us. Those guys have practiced well, but you can never tell how it's going to be until the game comes. And I think those guys are going to perform well, but they're going to be challenged. Central Florida's going to make plays. We know that. We're going to have to be patient, and we just win the football game. That's going to be the key, win the football game.
Back row.
Coach, just one of the things that impresses me about this team is the leadership, but to have guys like Lloyd and Foster, who were signing day eve ads for the most part, be so critical to the team. Does that speak to not only their character, but maybe just the value that anyone could have for a football team?
No question. Lloyd, as you know, Lloyd was committed to South Carolina, and he was a late get. He wasn't a highly recruited kid, but you know what? I remember Jeff Grimes talking about his character and his toughness from Dutchtown High School, could be a leader for us, and he's been stellar all year. I think that We gave him the most valuable offensive lineman along with Damian Lewis. And I was in the room with Foster Morrow. He left on a Sunday night. We didn't offer him a scholarship. I was an assistant there. We had a scholarship come open on Tuesday night or early Wednesday morning. We offered him a scholarship. Foster's one of our leaders, one of the toughest guys on our football team. I think that they represent this football team about character and leadership that got us through this season. This was a tough schedule, as we all know. At the beginning of the year, nobody knew where we was going to go. There was a lot of talk about this and that. We didn't listen to it, but those guys have come through. And we had curfew 3 nights. 3 nights, and it was a very lenient curfew, and everybody was in early. We've had 100% attendance at curfew. It's been perfect. Our guys are focused in on the task at hand when they had to and enjoyed themselves. I think the leadership of this team has been fantastic.
We'll go to Brooks in the middle.
Hey, Ed, a lot of players here that people are going to hear from that they haven't this season. Just what do you think of the guys that people will be hearing from, and just if you have anything to say about them?
Well, there's our guys have stepped up, next man up. You'll see a lot of new faces on defense. I think I read where we have 6 starters that are not going to play. So we're challenged right now on defense. And Dave Aranda has done a tremendous job. As you know, Dave is one of the best coaches in all of football. We have a tremendous plan, but we're going to have to be able to be steady on offense, move the football, and these guys are going to have to step up and make plays.
Right there.
It's been a challenging year at times with the offensive line. I guess just how did you feel about the job of James Craig this season?
James is an excellent coach. He's an excellent recruiter. I think he's done a fantastic job of going out there and pick out the guys that we need on the offensive line. He has gelled an offensive line. There's been many different starting lineups. He has done a tremendous job. Now, we need to get better protection. Obviously, he knows that, and I know that, and I think we will.
Go in the back row to Ray.
Ray Shea with the Phoenix Business Journal. Coach, how will your remarks to the team prior to the game on this coming Tuesday differ than what you would say during the regular season, in particular to the seniors that will be playing in their last game?
Well, this is a reward. This is a reward for guys that have done a great job for the purple and gold. They come out here, and you know what? We don't look at it as their last game. We don't ever talk about that because they're forever Tigers. But I think it's going to be emotional when we run out there and to be able to see those guys perform at a great bowl, the Fiesta Bowl. This is our first New Year's Day 6 bowl. Our guys take pride in that. It's the first time we've come out west. This is a big deal for LSU. It's a big deal for the seniors. I believe these seniors have built a foundation for a championship program. They showed these younger guys how to work. What's LSU traditions? What's the right way? What's the wrong way? I'm very proud of them.
Go front row here.
Christopher Bone from The Advocate. My question for you, you mentioned the next man up mentality. What do you expect from guys like Tyler Shelvin and Glenn Logan? They're going to get opportunity this week in game time, and what should people expect from them in this game?
They better play their butts off. I'll tell you that right now. Tyler's done very well. He's done very well. He's got his weight down. He's a slim 350 right now. And I don't know about last night's meal. He might be a little bit over, but I think that he's going to have to play. You have to play well. But Glenn Logan's going to have to play defensive end. Glenn Logan's going to have to play defensive tackle. Glenn Logan's going to have to play nose tackle. But Glenn is one of our steady performers. He's had an excellent year. He practices very well. He's in good condition. He's going to be challenged, but I know he can handle it.
Mike?
Coach, obviously a serious situation involving 2 of your players in the shooting. Any update on that, and what was your message to the team in the aftermath?
Yeah, like I said, it was a legal matter. It's been handled. Clyde and Jared are 2 of the most dependable young men on our football team. Great character young men. When I first heard the news, I was shocked when I heard the names of the players that was involved. But then when I heard the story, I wasn't. And, we dealt with it as a team. Clyde has had an excellent preparation for the bowl. So has Jared. They're both going to play. There has been no change as far as I know. And these guys, we support them fully, and I expect them to have a great game.
Coach, Leonard Fournette, did he kind of show you something down the stretch, and has he kind of earned some more confidence and more carries going forward?
Yeah, Lenard's a good player. Lenard has battled some injuries. He's had a hamstring injury. He hasn't practiced much because of the hamstring. I do believe he's going to be ready to play, but he's missed a lot of bowl practices because of that hamstring. He's come back the last couple of days. You know, when he gets in there, he catches the ball out of the backfield well, and he makes explosive plays. And I think next year he'll be an excellent back for us.
Go with Scott and then Mike.
Hey, when Devin came in, obviously he'd done so much as a running back and played some linebacker. Did you foresee this for him? And second question, White Miller, one of their players, apparently does a pretty good Ed Orgeron impression. Does that surprise you to hear that there's a player for the other team that does an Ed Orgeron impression?
You're talking about Devin from running back to linebacker, right? You know, I was in the room with Coach Miles, and we needed some linebackers, and I was the one that suggested that Frank recruited Devin, and I got there right after that. And we needed some linebackers, and I talked to Frank, and Frank thought he would be a great linebacker, so I stepped up and suggested to Coach Miles that we move him to linebacker. And I'd been a part of some great running backs moved to linebackers before, and they became great players. Devin is one of the best linebackers I've been around, and I do believe he's still developing. But one thing about Devin that stands out is that his commitment to the football team, his character, his leadership, his love for LSU and the state of Louisiana, he sets the mark for a football player at LSU. We're proud of him.
Coach, last year y'all had a solid season, but I think the bowl loss soured everyone, for the offseason. How important is a victory, not only to finishing, recruiting, but also the momentum that it really gives you and the belief that it gives a fan base pushing forward?
We talked about that all week. This sets the tempo. When you win a bowl like we did our first year in Louisville, and you come out and you play very well, it sets the tempo for spring. Everybody's on a positive note. You guys are writing positive things. Recruiting is going well. Everybody's feeling good. Everybody's positive. I've been through it twice now at LSU. I've been here on the good side and the bad side. The other way is not an option. Something that you don't want to go through is negativity. When you win 10 games at LSU, I'd say, I don't know if this is the benchmark, but to me, 10 games, you better win 10 games at LSU and more. That's what expected. Championships, anything less than that is unacceptable. I understand that. So this is a big game for us. This means a lot to LSU. It means a lot to our program. It means taking the next step, winning a big bowl. Our first year's Day 6 bowl, there'll be a lot of things to build on this.
We'll take one last question on the microphone, and then afterward, Coach will be available if you would like to approach the stage.
Coach, over the past 2 years at the Citrus Bowl, in one instance you dealt with missing players, in another instance you dealt with facing a backup quarterback. In this game, it feels like you'll be doing a bit of both at the same time. Are you able to draw back from either of those 2 years to kind of bring into preparation this year?
Yeah, no question. Just be able to have experience. I think this is my 35th year of coaching. I do have mentors. I talk to them when different situations come up. I feel that I get enough information. I look at it. I digest it. I don't make a decision right away. I like to sleep on it, or maybe call a mentor. I may call Pete Carroll, ask him what he thinks about it, how to handle it, and then make a decision.
Fantastic. Thank you, Coach.